Hello YouTube! Today is July 21st, 2013. My name is Adana, and this little video episode, however you want to call it, is about caffeine. Now, this is not going to tell you, all the benefits or side effects of caffeine or anything. No, this video is about me quitting caffeine. So today, the 21st, is my 3-week anniversary of having no caffeine whatsoever. So first, let's go over why I chose to quit caffeine. Well, for one, I'm an epileptic. An epileptic, that means I have seizures. And anything there's certain herbs, certain plants, certain scents that I should not be messing around with. And the first one that I'm not supposed to be messing around with is sage. So I've cut that out. I almost never use it. I still have some in the cabinet, but I don't really use it much for cooking. And I don't really burn it, because what that does is you have a seizure threshold, which it's sort of it's like this, it's like your resistance to having a seizure, how your resistance to it. So chemicals, herbs, there's certain things that lower this threshold, and it doesn't necessarily mean I'll have a seizure, but it does mean that I am more likely to have a seizure, that if the right triggers are presented when this threshold is low, that I can have a seizure. The chances are higher, and the lower the threshold, the worse the seizure. So that's how that works for me. And one of the things that I really shouldn't be messing with is anything that speeds energy up. Any kind of caffeine, any, those energy drinks, uppers. I don't really take, I don't take pills, I take Midol, and I don't even take that anymore because it has caffeine in it. And, what else? I take ibuprofen, and sometimes an allergy pill if my allergies get too bad, but it's one of those over-the-counter cheap ones, like you can find it like Family Dollar for $5 or something. And, I think that's about it. So those are the only things I really mess around with, But anything that is meant to speed you up, that energy or anything like that, I'm not supposed to be messing with, because that lowers my seizure threshold. And that played in that was huge. That was probably the number one reason why I stopped drinking caffeine. It actually got to the point where I would drink so much of it that my seizure threshold would go down, and then I would have small seizures where they're technically seizures, but they're more like twitches. Whenever I have a twitch, it's sort of like a seizure. And I had a couple of really bad episodes where I actually I felt dizzy, I couldn't concentrate, and I had an aura, which is it's something that I experience right before I have a very large, very painful, very serious seizure. I didn't actually go into the actual convulsions, but I still had the aura, which is really bad enough. I feel horrible when I do that, and I twitch, and I panic, and when I panic, that makes it worse. So I've been working on techniques. It's kind of like breathing meditation, except instead of having long inward breaths and outward, they're very shallow and close together, to where I feel like I need oxygen, and what that does is it takes the not carbon monoxide, but it calms me down. There's a technical explanation to it. I cannot put the words together. I don't remember the phrases. I'm horrible with that. I'm so sorry. But yeah. So I decided to quit caffeine because of those instances where I would drink caffeine and I'd feel horrible, and then I'd go on the computer and I'd feel even worse. So my goal was to cut out caffeine in its entirety, cut down the time on the computer, and that doesn't mean watching TV. Watching TV doesn't really bother me that much. It's more like video games, and it's more like reading and doing coding. Oh my gosh, I love coding. I love it. I like putting stuff together for my little forum and everything. And but when I spent hours staring at this coding, I just felt horrible. My threshold lowers, I get twitches, so I really have to cut that sort of thing out. Right now, it's more like I have to do what's best for my health, rather than really what I want to do. And I really shouldn't spend so much time on the computer in the first place, because the more time I spend on the computer, the less time I actually spend getting up and doing stuff and experiencing life. And then I don't want to meditate, I don't want to exercise, I don't want to leave the house, I just want to be on the computer 24/7, and that is not a good thing. So, another reason, financially, we were going through a lot of pop between me and Justin. So, and Justin's my boyfriend. I don't think I really used his name too much before, but who cares now? He's fine with it, so we were going through a lot of pop, and if I stopped drinking pop, then that's like an extra $6-7 a week right in our pocket. No stress. I don't have to bother him to pick up a 2-liter when we run out of pop because he was too lazy to go shopping when he was supposed to. And that's nice. I mean, I've been drinking tons of water. I have replaced pop with primarily water, and it's easier here because I like the taste of it, but I was actually allergic to the water at his father's house, where I would break out in hives and itch and and just thinking about it gets me itchy again. But I would have rashes and everything from this water. It was not purified enough, and it was well water. What we have now, is city water, which is a lot better for my skin allergies. But, and it had a high iron content, not enough to really, make everything orange all the time. But over the course of a week or two, it would turn things orange. And it had a very metallic taste and a very distinctive smell that I did not like at all. I just didn't like it. So I am very, very much relieved to be away from that. That was one of the reasons why I didn't quit caffeine sooner, and it was one of the reasons why I didn't drink very much water there, because we had a purifier, but then the filter went out, and the filter is just as expensive as the actual purifier that we bought. So we didn't want to buy it, because whenever we had it, his father would use it, and his father would use it more than we would use it, and we felt that if we bought we did it once, he should buy the filter. He never did, so screw it. So yeah, and I stopped drinking caffeine for those reasons mostly, but I also had it in my mind that, if I stopped drinking caffeine, I could get a little bit healthier. Maybe I'd even lose a couple pounds. And let me tell you, I didn't lose any weight. I thought I would. I didn't. Even though most of my calories came from, most of my calories during the day actually came from pop. So, yes, I do intake less calories, but no weight has actually been lost because I haven't actually been exercising with it. I thought, I've watched Justin do it, and he actually lost like 5 pounds in a week. But that was a year ago, and then he started drinking again. I never stopped at that point. So now I'm stopping, and he's not. So we've got that little conflict going. But today is my 3-week anniversary of no caffeine. And let me tell you, the first 5-6 days were horrible. They were horrible. I had a constant headache, and it was sort of like a sinus headache, where it was just all in my eyes, and they felt swollen and achy, but they weren't swollen. They did feel really, really achy, and it was a really low, constant throb for the first 5-6 days straight. And it wasn't enough to like make me cry or go, oh my God, my head hurts all the time or anything like that. But it was enough to where it caught my attention and it drove me nuts. It was horrible. I hated it. I quit caffeine once when I was a teenager, but I didn't have that severe of a side effect to it, I'll tell you that much. But I wasn't drinking as much caffeine back then as I am now, or was before I stopped. So that probably has something to do with it. And then just like that, somewhere around the 6th day or so, I stopped, the headaches they started to subside. They got less and less prominent, and then finally they just stopped. And now I don't really have any headache at all. I haven't had any twitches. And I actually feel pretty good. I mean, I used caffeine primarily as a way to give me an extra energy boost so I can do more, stay up longer than my body really wanted to, and now I get up, let's see, I got up today about 9, I'll go to sleep about 10. I mean, I don't sleep the whole time. I usually lay there in bed for a little while and talk to my boyfriend or whatever, and then I get up when he does, about 5:30, and then I go back to sleep for a little while. But I've been really tired lately. really, really tired. And I think that is primarily because I've had this happen too, where I put myself on a very strict diet where I only had 1,500 calories a day, because that was, the recommended amount or whatever. And it turns out that being as overweight as I am, my body actually needs more calories to do the basic functions. And when I didn't have that, my energy level just went down and I just slept. So I think the problem might be that that without the caffeine, I'm not getting quite enough calories, and I'm just not enough to where I'm sleeping all the time like I was before, but enough for me to not really stay up as long as I should be able to stay up. So difficult, because I don't overeat. I don't really eat too much in the way of, junk food. I think I had chips and ice cream one day this week, and other than that, I haven't really had any in the last 2 weeks or so. So, I don't know, maybe I should buy some fruit, eat some fruit. That's not much calories, but it's some. I don't want to go out and buy like chips and replace my caffeine habit with like a really bad chip habit. That's horrible. I don't want to replace it, I want to get rid of it. And no, I didn't do any kind of magic along with this. This was strictly me deciding to do it and freaking doing it. So talking about doing it or saying I need to do it. I figured I'm going to do it. We're broke. We're not going to have caffeine for a couple days. I might as well start now. And that's what I did. So 3 weeks today. Yay for me. And now from this point, I want to continue not drinking caffeine. I even, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. I hate energy drinks. I'm so against them. It's ridiculous. And even tea, I haven't been drinking tea that has caffeine in it at all. I have to actually go through my little tea collection and give that away. Maybe give it to his father or Justin's sister or someone who really likes tea. I really hate doing that because some of those flavors are really, really, really good. But I don't want to start on the caffeine road again. If I have a little bit, I'll take off. I know that. It happened already. I have to stay strong. That's going to be more difficult than quitting, I think, is staying strong. I mean, I've already come up in several situations where there was no water and there was only pop being offered, and I had to say, I'll wait. 90 degrees outside, but no, I don't want any, thank you. That was hard. I was thirsty. I had to stop at the little gas station afterwards and guzzle down, something with a little too much sugar in it. Because, of course, they don't have any. Let's not even go there. So after this, I'm going to continue to stop drinking caffeine, and I want to start working on processed foods. Primarily things that have white flour in it. I want to switch everything from white flour to wheat, and then from wheat to whole grain, and then from that point on, maybe consider eliminating it entirely, because it's so processed. It's so chemical. The wheat is not the same as it was 100 years ago. It's all modified. Just like soybeans. I get a stomachache from soybeans. I really do. I can eat a little bit. I can even drink a tiny bit of soy milk, but really my stomach does not like it at all. So I usually drink almond milk. And I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't drink dairy. So, it's just these little things step by step. I want to start eating healthier and not as a diet. I want to do it as a permanent life change. And that's what I've been telling Justin, is that this isn't a diet. This is something I want to do indefinitely. And he doesn't like the idea indefinitely. He doesn't like that phrase at all. He's more of, well, it's okay now, so why bother? Why change it? Drives me nuts. Too slow to do anything. Takes forever to make a decision. I want to do it now. I don't want to wait tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. Let's do it now. Yesterday. Let's get it done yesterday. But, yeah. So, yay. No caffeine. 15 minutes, almost 14 minutes and 25 seconds, and I am still going. No, I'm not. I'm going to end this now. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys either don't have caffeine or don't have the health problems, or maybe you will consider stopping, drinking caffeine. I mean, I know it's a vice that a lot of us have, and but it's really not healthy, and I feel so much better without it. So maybe this is your little catalyst that you need to start thinking about maybe cutting caffeine out of your diet completely. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.